High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube. High school sports fans, Varsity Media Pass is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of boys and girls lacrosse, softball, and baseball, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Thank you for joining us on the Varsity Media Sports Network at Syosset against Port Washington in this pivotal flag football matchup. Syosset undefeated on the season after surviving a tough challenge from Herrick's last night. Port Washington, their first year playing the game, they're already 4-1. Should be a season-defining game here outside of Nassau County. Check it out. We're inside the Jets practice facility, just getting comfortable. I'm Gavin Shaw with you here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. So excited to be joining you again from the Jets practice facility for a game that, I mean, in the 3-year history of the sport, might be the biggest one, at least in the regular season. It's Syosset and Port Washington. Syosset, we told you, undefeated on the year, led by their star quarterback, Ivy Matthews, one of the premier players in the sport in Nassau County. Port Washington, They made a transition to quarterback about 2 games in the season. Ashley Yee took over, and she's been dominant since. They've only thrown 10 passes all year, but they have been exceptional running the football, and it's something Syosset is going to have to contend with today. As we get a chance to take a look at the impact players here for Port Washington, Alexa Banoon has been spectacular to start this year. 37 carries, 327 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 PAT, 8.8 yards per carry, 2 catches, 73 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air. She's a soccer player. They just want to get the ball in her hands any way possible. And then defensively, Bridget Southard has been dominant. 7 sacks on the season for Southard. Her head coach calls her an absolute menace. And now we get a look at the Syosset Braves. As you see them undefeated on the year at 6-0, second year playing flag football. They've already equaled their victory total in 11 games that first season, and they have a bunch of talent, and it goes beyond Ivy Matthews. As we take a look at Leah Calderon, an all-conference performer a season ago as a freshman, and Samantha Goldberg. She is a speedster Division I soccer commit heading to St. John's as we are getting ready to get underway here from the Jets training facility. It's going to be Port Washington starting on offense, so we'll get our initial look at Ashley Yee and company with Yee in the shotgun. Remember, they're a very run-oriented team, and they'll start things off running. Here's Banoon streaking across the field, and a flag pull about 10 yards in. Well done defensively for Syosset from Leah Calderon. She is 25 this year. Calderon is a force at middle linebacker, just a sophomore. Sideline to sideline presence, an innate sense of navigating traffic, and is totally fearless. Looked like Ivy Matthews also might have been involved on that flag pull. Remember, you only get one opportunity at a first down in flag football. It's at the 50-yard line, 80-yard field, 25-minute running clock in the first half. Yee ducks a couple of tacklers. Yee navigating heavy traffic, but guess who coming in for the Syosset stop? Rena Mentakis. She's made some incredible flag pulls on the years. We get a look at Ashley Yee. You see just 10 passes on the season. She has been effective when she's thrown the ball 86 yards, 2 touchdowns, but where she's really dominating as a rusher, 39 carries, 470 yards, and 6 touchdowns on the ground. And you see it here. Streaking forward is Nil Tanlak that time, the freshman wide receiver. Again, Port Washington fell in their very first game of the year. They were up 13-0 against Plain Edge, and they gave up 19 straight points from there. It was an impressive gain as we take a look at the starting offense for Port Washington. Ashley Yee, Banoon, Catherine Doherty, Talia Yardini, Vivian Muller, Neil Tanlak, and Nina Diasso. And here will be a punt, so they're about 5 yards away from the first down. Instead, we'll just punt it away. Ball marked at the initial spot of landing. And we'll get our first look at Syosset's offense coming onto the field. And Ivy Matthews, the star quarterback for Syosset, returning all-county performer from a year ago. She is coming off a monster performance against Herrick's, 5 carries, 117 yards, and a touchdown. Again, that game was just an evening ago. Of course, flag football does not quite have the physical rigors of tackle football, so you can play a back-to-back. And let's see what Syosset has in store. Give is to Gia Ercolino. Not much doing, but a flag on the play. And it goes against Syosset, so they'll be pushed back. And let's take a look at the starters offensively for Syosset. We told you about Ivy Matthews. Gia Ercolino has had an excellent season at running back, 133 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground. Kira Finkelstein also at running back. Leah Calderon, we mentioned all conference as a freshman. She's an excellent blocker. Samantha Goldberg, Emma Gallo, Taylor Brescher lead the wide receiver unit, as it's a harsh penalty against Syosset, pushed all the way back to what is essentially the 11-yard line. Again, end zone start on the 10, so you mark off 10 yards. Throw for Matthews. Look at that arm. Oh, just missing. An excellent throw. Goldberg won down the sideline, and Matthews just slightly overshot her, or we might have had a 70-yard touchdown. Man, oh man, you can see what kind of athlete Ivy Matthews is. And here's a look at Port Washington's starting defense. We already told you a little bit about Bridget Southard, 7 sacks on the year. Talia Yardini, Ashley Yee, Addison Aarons, Nina Diasso, Alexa Banoon, and Brooke Pastelove is a short pass here. Is complete to Emma Gallo. Gallo, that's her 11th reception on the year. She's Syosset's leading receiver on the season. Now right around 11 catches, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. A lot of work here to do for Syosset. 3rd and long. They need 22 yards to get the first down. Matthews dodges a rusher. Matthews escapes another, trying to shake away on the sideline. Got within 10 yards of a first down before big-time flag pull from Southard to deny Matthews first down yardage. So it looks like Syosset going to punt it away. The Yee back to return for Syosset. Have to determine whether you're going to punt before the play starts, and it's going to be return opportunity for Tanlak. Tanlak finds a corner. Tanlak showing some speed, spinning, and finally the double flag pull for Syosset came courtesy of Kira Finkelstein and Sam Goldberg. You saw a penalty flag, though, thrown on the pull. Could have been on a block prior to the pull, or might have been on the pull itself. We'll find out in just a sec. An excellent return, though, for Tanlak, who is a heck of an athlete for Port. And it is going to be on the flagpole, so Port Washington, excellent starting field position just past the 50. The only downside of that penalty is they don't get the opportunity to record a first down. So Doherty will snap to Yee. Yee rolling right. Yee maneuvering, finding some space. Yee, oh, she escaped! How'd she get out of that? A magic trick from Ashley Yee penalty on Syosset. There was a jersey grab and a touchdown saving flag pull on the back end for Syosset that time from Kira Finkelstein. Finkelstein, a heck of an athlete. Also a stud soccer player for Syosset. Let's take another look. Here's where you see how special Ashley Yee is. Again, was not the starting quarterback at the beginning of the year. That's where the penalty occurred. Grab on the shorts, another grab of the shirt. You can see Yee's understandable frustration. Yee is just flat out one of the best athletes playing flag football on Long Island, maybe in New York State. And there's a TFL, or TFP, I guess. No, that would be a tackle flag pull. Let me work this out in real time. Flag pull for a loss. FPFL from Kira Finkelstein. Excellent stop. As we mentioned, a running clock until the 2-minute mark, as we're just under 19 minutes, or just under 20 minutes, I should say, to go in the opening half of play. Trying to get the edge is Banoon. Banoon shaking flag grab, sliding in. Was she home? They're going to mark her in for a touchdown, and Port Washington strikes first. One more look at it. Banoon finding that edge, sliding in. And a touchdown scored by Alexa Banoon. With 19:40 to go in the first half. And so they have the option to go for one or go for two. Looks like they're just going to go for the 1-point conversion after taking an early lead on the undefeated Braves. High snap. Yee will go the opposite direction. Yee shakes a flag grab attempt. Yee falling in. There's a penalty on the play, so we'll await the designation there. For now, they're going to say she didn't get there. Ryan Proper trying to get some clarification from this officiating crew. Yee dodged the flag grab. Penalty flag was thrown well before that. So we'll step aside. It's a 6-0 lead for Port Washington here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Inside the 10 to the end zone.
Oh, he's got a wide open receiver. AJ Duff. Get out of the way! Dante Torres!
End zone. Touchdown. 10-5 touchdown.
A 48-yard touchdown drive for Port Washington, go up 6-0 as we welcome you back into the Atlantic Health Jets Training Center. And so Port Washington pushed way back on the penalty on the 2-point conversion. Yee will attempt to throw for it and batted away by Syosset, so no conversion for Port Washington as Julia Weiss did an excellent job going over to get to that ball. 16 flag pulls on the year, 1 sack, 1 INT for Weiss. Her and Ivy Matthews have both played flag football for years, and they were the ones who put together the petition to get a team at Syosset a year ago. So Syosset will take over on the 30, trailing 6-0. Syosset hasn't trailed often this season. The only game they were down was against Division, a playoff team from a year ago. Racing away from the blocking is Goldberg. But another stop in the backfield for Port Washington. They have just been menaces attacking the ball in the early going. That one came from freshman Talia Yard. Oh, no, excuse me. That was Southard on the stop. So second and long way to go for Syosset, 25 yards despite the great initial starting field position. Matthews immediately under pressure will loft it short to Ercolino. Ercolino, though, nowhere to go. Port Washington has been really on point with their flag grabs in the early going. Calderon to snap the ball, the all-conference performer from a year ago. 10th grader in a season in 5 games. She's never had a bad snap, according to Ray DeLuca. Though he was a little worried about jinxing it by telling me that. Clean on that one. Matthews will step up, try and escape. Oh, and a sack in the backfield. It's Yardini. Yardini, the genie. That was a magic trick from the freshman. Let's take another look. Matthews so hard to corral. One of the better athletes playing flag on Long Island. And Yardini with that long wingspan. Again, she is just a freshman. Imagine how dominant she's going to be as a senior. Syosset forced to punt it away here. Saw Goldberg do an amazing job last time. A St. John's soccer commit at the Division I level. Got to imagine she is in the mix for the strongest leg of any flag football player in Nassau County. Goldberg will blast it. And Yee on the bobble cannot return it off a drop. So Port will take over at the 44. Excellent effort that time by Goldberg to flip the field. But now an opportunity for Port to build off an early 6-0 lead. Port Washington under Ryan Proper, first-year program, his first year coaching the school. We mentioned that early season loss to Plain Edge. They had a 13-point lead, gave it up and lost 19-13. They ended up beating West Hempstead 20-0 for their first win in program history. A trick play here, a little double reverse. Tanlack dodges an initial tackler. Tanlack going cross field. How about the burst of speed by Tanlack? And a big-time stop by Brescher. If not, Tanlack might have had the corner. So look how much yardage Tanlack covers here, right? That's about 20 yards one way. Quick pivot, reversing field. Fantastic speed for Tanlack. An even better job by Brescher on that snatch. A penalty against Port on the play will wipe the run off the board, so forget about all my excitement on Port Washington's behalf as they'll replay first down from the 33. Lady in motion is Banoon. Banoon, little option. Lateral to Banoon, incomplete. So play will stop on the toss. Ryan Proper bringing in some substitutions. It's a couple new options in for Port. Yee this time able to complete the toss. And that play stymied on another nice flag grab for the Braves. Tough to tell with the ponytail, but appears to be Sam Goldberg. Nope, that is a number 3 for Syosset, so it's Leah Calderon. Third down here. Give is to Banoon. Banoon has the corner. Flag grab, though, after picking up the first down from Goldberg. Mabel Einen, the newest player into the game for Port Washington, comes from a great athletic family. Oh, tricky play on the little read option that time. It was Yardeni lining up at quarterback and taking the direct snap. Calderon again with the stop for Syosset. Calderon is just a machine out there, only a sophomore, and has a great nose for the football. Yee, slow developing play, late toss to Banoon. Syosset all over it. Julia Weiss tied for, or excuse me, in sole second place of Syosset's top flagpole options, 16 on the year, now about 18. And Port going to be forced to punt it away about 30 yards away from the end zone. And again, not much of a passing presence for Port. Much better kick this time for Port Washington. Syosset will have an opportunity at the return. Maybe a couple yards there for Ivy Matthews. Off the Port Washington kick from the right foot of Alexandra Birnbaum. And I want to remind you, if you ever want your own Varsity Media Sportscast, easy way to do it, you can contact Varsity Media today and have us produce a sportscast for your team. Includes announcers, graphics, instant replay, and multiple camera angles, a memory your team will enjoy for a lifetime. If you're interested, you can contact us at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Ivy Matthews will loft it at the last second. Contested catch by Brescher. She was immediately engulfed by a Viking tag team. So about 20 yards to first down territory for Ivy Matthews and company. Matthews screen pass. Ercolino, not a lot of room to run. Cutting off that sideline well for Port Washington that time was Reese Kaufman. Or excuse me, Brooke Pastelove on that flagpole. Matthews escapes this time. This is where she's so dangerous. Has acceleration and a lot of wiggle. And stopped just short of the first down by Nina Diasso. And we'll bring up an interesting decision here for Ray DeLuca. We haven't seen Syosset go for it on fourth down yet. Approaching the halfway point of this first quarter. Syosset trying to go fast. Port had an extra player on the field. I don't think the refs caught it, and there's a stop in the backfield. Who else? Talia Yardeni, the freshman, on the sack. And Port will take over from the 42, 32 yards away from the end zone. Excuse me, no, I was a down off, so now it's fourth down for Syosset. And they'll go for it again. 8 yards to go this time for Ivy Matthews. So Matthews again pressured. Trying to find a lane. Will loft it, has a player wide open. It's Finkelstein spinning and has the flag snatched away by Banoon, but not before picking up first down yardage. How about the composure on that play by Ivy Matthews? The threat of her run held the Port Washington defense. Look at this again. Matthews waiting. What do you tell every quarterback? Keep your eyes down the field, wanting to pass the whole time, looking for the bomb, and instead she is sacked. It's the third sack of the game for Yardeni. Yardeni has had an absolutely monstrous freshman season for Port Washington. Came into this game with 1 sack, has had 3, by my count at least, in 14 minutes. Matthews threw the ball as her flag was pulled. Going to be interesting to see what the ruling was, as it was caught by Finkelstein, and the officials are going to say she got it off. Oh man, what a pass by Matthews. And Finkelstein, that's 2 big catches in a row. Finkelstein came into this game just 6 catches for 40 yards on the year, had about 30 just on that play. Now they'll try the jet sweep. Racing to the corner and past it for Syosset. Ercolino. So just 2nd down now for Syosset. About 14 yards away from the end zone. Matthews well protected, has a girl, ball lobbed up, intercepted! Matthews overthrew it. Flag grab in the end zone, will go for a touchback. On the INT, it's Alexa Banoon. A touchdown and an interception already for the star junior. Matthews was looking for Taylor Brescher. As we get another look, and just a little bit too much air under that ball. Saw Brescher trying to track it. Banoon, right place, right time. You give Brescher credit, though, if not for her continuing to play on and getting that flag grab, would have been a touchdown for Alexa Banoon. So Banoon, early favorite for MVP of this one, as we will step aside on the Varsity Media Sports Network, an early 6-0 lead for Port Washington over Syosset.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media Pass is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of boys and girls lacrosse, softball, and baseball, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Hey parents, how about a bobblehead for your athlete? Bobbleheads are one of the most preferred personalized gift items today, and it's so easy to order. All you need is a photo of your athlete, a model number from our extensive collection of bobbleheads, and the sculpting process begins. 2 proofs are sent for your approval, and once it's approved, in a few weeks, your bobblehead is on the way. It's that simple. Order your bobblehead today by logging into varsitymediapass.com and click catalogs, or call 516-403-2050.
Thank you for joining us back at the Jets Training Center. And guess who used to practice here, or at least around here? It was Joe Namath, 1965 to 1976 on the New York Jets. Once made a very famous prediction. I don't know if we got anything quite that bold from either the Syosset coaching staff or the Port Washington coaching staff, but confident group. And so cool, the Jets sponsoring flag football on Long Island, the Giants covering Westchester, the Buffalo Bills covering the rest of New York State. And it's an incredible way to continue growing the sport. And you talk to these coaches, they are having a blast. These girls are having the time of their lives. It is just one of the great things to happen in high school sports in recent years. Talking about great things, look at this! The burst down the sideline. Banoon is electric, scintillating, touchdown from 70 out, pending a flag. This one looks like it's going to come back. The officials are having some words with Ryan Proper. But man, you get an idea of how special Alexa Banoon is. It was an illicit block in the back or possibly a hold against the 4-1 Vikings. But man, Banoon has some juice. Hold or no hold. Quote from Ryan Proper, we're going from athletes into football players. Spend a lot of time just learning the basics of the game, learn formation and plays in the classroom. Coach Proper uses poker chips to represent players, go out on the field and execute it in practice. And it's been a quick adjustment for Port Washington. First year playing 4-1. Slick move by Yee. but couldn't escape. Calderon who has flag magnets for hands. So one more look. Yee trying to get away. Calderon saying not so fast. Brings up a 3rd and long for Port Washington following the penalty. About 30 yards to go. Yee forced a pass. Just the 12th pass attempt all season. Jump ball up for grabs. Tipped around. Syosset nearly intercepting it on the deflection. Brescher in the vicinity. An excellent work from Syosset's defense to hold after Ivy Matthews threw that interception into the back right corner of the end zone. A little over 8 minutes to go in the first half here. If you're watching Nassau County flag football on the Varsity Media Sports Network inside the Jets Training Center. Fun opportunity for us, fun opportunity for the girls on both these teams. Punt blasted away this time by Yardeni, and an opportunity on the catch for Ivy Matthews. Streaking down the sideline, Matthews turning on the Jets. Matthews not caught, touchdown Syosset! Ivy Matthews pushed down on the gas pedal and no one was going to catch her. Look at this, tiptoeing the sideline. Matthews has got the juice. Ivy Matthews said, "Catch me if you can." And the Vikings could not, making up for that INT. And one incredible punt return. And we're all even at 6 apiece. Remember, Port failing to convert the 1-point conversion. Syosset will try a 1-pointer of their own. Finkelstein joining Ivy Matthews in the backfield. Matthews will fake the give, looking for Finkelstein under pressure, lofts it to that same corner. Redemption for Syosset. Same place, same target, and this time Taylor Brescher makes the catch. And we're going to take a look at our Speed Island Speedy Play of the Day. Brought to you by www.speedislandny.com. And of course, it is that extended punt return from Ivy Matthews. Here we go. You want to talk about speed? You start talking about Ivy Matthews turning on the Jets down the sideline. 50 yards to the end zone with 7:47 to go in the first half. Port Washington now trying to find a response with 7 minutes and about 20 seconds to go in this first half. Again, really appreciate you joining us on the Varsity Media Sports Network, your home for Nassau County flag football and all your Nassau County high school sports all year. A whole lot of lacrosse down the pike. But for now, flag football. Yee ducks a flag grab, cannot evade the second one from Rena Mentakis. Head coach Ray DeLuca calls her a flag-pulling ninja. Sometimes we'll bite on a fake to a running back and then we'll reach behind her and just snatch the flag off a quarterback, not even looking at it. Jet sweep and a stop in the backfield as Ivy Matthews came up from safety, cutting in for the stop. So a quick 3 and out for Port Washington, not what Ryan Proper was looking for after the last drive stalled up on the INT. And Port Washington will go back to Alexa Birnbaum on the punt, and Matthews will not get an opportunity at a repeat touchdown, at least via punt return as she dropped it. So Syosset takes over on their own 47, 43 yards away from the end zone. Clock stops on the change of possession at 5:56. So you get a look at the Syosset huddle. Syosset led by Ray DeLuca, second year coaching this team, a 1997 graduate of MacArthur football. He's Paul Rourke's assistant coach on the boys' side of things, an offensive coordinator. And for the flag football team, they flip roles. Paul Rourke, the offensive coordinator, Ray DeLuca, the head man. And he said it was a learning experience that first year. They tried to put in a ton of plays, wanted to out-scheme things, but he realized, look, we have better athletes than most of the teams we play. Gia Ercolino, obviously one of them, though, Port Washington, certainly one of the more athletic challenges that they get. And he said, you know, why don't we simplify things this time around? The goal is not to beat ourselves. They wanted to really focus on understanding and having the ability to play as fast as possible, let that athleticism show out on the field. He said when you're thinking too much, it doesn't really matter how fast you are, you're not playing fast. And that's ultimately what's been the difference for Syosset. 6-5 a year ago, a perfect 6-0 this season. Matthews, shot up the middle, has a receiver open as Brescher slowed down a little bit on that route, and it was an excellent job defensively by Benoon, who had the interception on essentially that same route. I'm surprised we haven't seen more shots towards Sam Goldberg, who got wide open on that first play. Maybe the fastest player outside of the quarterbacks on this field for both teams. Matthews just missed a connection with her to open the ball game. Matthews, short toss this time. Oh, nearly an exceptional grab by Finkelstein. Couldn't quite get there. It was well contested by Port Washington. Birnbaum in the game, playing some corner, doing a nice job. As we approach 4 minutes to go in this first half, Syosset going to punt it away. Goldberg taking her time on the kick, angling it out of bounds. Not as far as last time, but left no room for return. As Port takes over from about the 33. Port Washington coached this year by Ryan Proper, graduate of Lynbrook High School back in 2007, quarterback on the football team. Went on to play for Springfield College for 2 years. Career ended due to injuries after 2 years. And he immediately pivoted to playing flag football. The way he phrased it was trying to relive some of the glory days, but has loved the sport for a long time and was super excited to find out Port Washington had a team, his first opportunity to be a head coach, and he has excelled so far. Might get an opportunity on the boys' side as well, but for now, loving the girls' side. And just remarking on how special this team is. He said, look, I've been around teams my whole life where there are cliques, and you know who the seniors are, you know who the juniors are, you know who the stars are, you know who they're not, because they're all hanging out together. Port Washington, a team that is 30 strong, having dinners together every single week, and it is the epitome of a team. Fumble on the give, so play dies there after Kira Finkelstein had a stop in the backfield last play and then helped induce that botched handoff with the pressure she was applying. So third down for Port as their offense is stalled up after an excellent first two drives. A third drive that featured what would have been a 70-yard touchdown for Benoon, called back due to a penalty. And since then, the momentum of this game has largely flipped. Their offense is really stalled up as Yee cannot escape. Rena Mentakis, a heat-seeking missile. Oh, no! There was no flag grab. Now a flag thrown. Ray DeLuca off his spot. I thought that was a pretty clear flag grab back on the play, but apparently it wasn't. What a Houdini act from Ashley Yee. We got to get another look at that when we have the opportunity to. Maybe next stoppage and play. Don't know how Yee got away there, but she did. So Port first down, just past midfield. Yee will toss it on the option. Nina Diasso cut off short. Kira Finkelstein. And here we go. Let's take a look. Because it appeared to me like Yee had that flag grab. No, it was never snatched. I don't know what was being held up in the backfield. And then eventually a touchdown saving snag for Syosset. Second down after Port picks up nothing on their initial attempt. Past midfield. Yee speeding right. Shakes a couple. And then it's Finkelstein with a penalty flag on the play. Finkelstein's been excellent. Both sides of the football getting it done. Just a sophomore. Future soccer star for Syosset as well. The penalty appears to be against Port Washington, and they're discussing with Ray DeLuca right now if he wants to take this penalty or make it third down against Port Washington. Seems like they're going to negate the penalty because it's still 33 yards to go for Port to the end zone. Why risk the big play? A lot of work to be done for Yee and company. Minute 40 to go in the first half. A little bit of a bad snap. Yee able to grasp it anyways and cut down in the backfield. Calderon on the stop that time. And Syosset will take over on the Port punt. The clock continues to tick, approaching a minute to go. Port would be wise to take their time on this kick and also to contain Ivy Matthews. Got to imagine after that punt return, Ryan Proper driving home that they'd rather not allow a catch on the punt versus maximizing distance. And that's a blast from Birnbaum. Wow, but what a catch by Matthews. She'll have an opportunity. A lot of green grass to go. Matthews spinning, now in a sea of white. And the flag grab for Port Washington that time. Courtesy of number 15, Abby Robinson, doing a nice job coming in on special teams and making a play. .36 seconds to go in the first half. Just one timeout left for Syosset. Again, remember, Ivy Matthews, though, is a heck of an arm. Got to imagine Port Washington going to play prevent-style defense with over 50 yards to go for the Braves. Matthews will chuck it over the middle and find a wide open target. It's Emma Gallo ripping off 35 yards on the catch and run before Nina Diasso got the flag. And Matthews, a confident quarterback. We get another look here. Clean pocket, well protected. Picture perfect pass to Gallo, leading receiver on the season. Her second catch of the game. Syosset on the move. 27 seconds to go in the first half, looking to extend a 1-point lead when we come back on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media Pass is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of boys and girls lacrosse, softball, and baseball, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Hey parents, how about a bobblehead for your athlete? Bobbleheads are one of the most preferred personalized gift items today, and it's so easy to order. All you need is a photo of your athlete, a model number from our extensive collection of bobbleheads, and the sculpting process begins. 2 proofs are sent for your approval, and once it's approved, in a few weeks, your bobblehead is on the way. It's that simple. Order your bobblehead today by logging into varsitymediapass.com and click catalogs or call 516-403-2050.
First down for Syosset from the 35, and perhaps a false start there against Syosset with just 25 seconds to go in the half. Syosset undefeated on the year, a 1-point lead over Port Washington. Matthews, well protected. Now the pocket breaks down. We'll just throw it short. Oh, what a catch on the run, Calderon. Calderon all season long a threat to do just that. 4 catches for 35 yards, but Ray DeLuca has a lot of confidence in her ability to catch and run. And it's a tough skill set because you're blocking until you aren't, right? Not something you have to master in the tackle game. But when you're an offensive lineman in flag football, you're also a receiver. And great impromptu throw from Matthews, too. I mean, that is a lot of athleticism. You almost think of a shortstop, the way you have to turn your body to get that throw off against the grain, backing up, jucking the pass rush. And great awareness, even better hands from Calderon on the run. With Syosset burning their final timeout, ball following the penalty, still just on the 33. So Syosset, 1 play, maybe 2, to take a shot at the end zone. Trying to push to a 2-possession lead, up by just a point right now. So the officials still discussing the clock, making sure it's right. They adjust from 12 seconds to 15. It's a little bit more time for Syosset. More likely they can get off 2 plays. Matthews pump fakes, now throws. Oh, she found a gap, but the ball not caught. In and out of the hands that time, Akira Finkelstein. I don't know how Matthews fit it in there. Only done so many flag football games, but Matthews, the best passer I've seen with my own eyes on the flag football side of things. Finkelstein going to want that one back. The good news for Syosset, clock stops on the drop. 11 seconds to go. They'll get another chance at it. And Port Washington defensively, a cover 2 heavy team. You wonder if they try and pivot to some man here. They'll play a mix of both, cover 2 and man, Port Washington. Matthews immediately under pressure. She'll try and run. Matthews looking for the corner, trying to get out of bounds. Matthews has the flag grab with 3 seconds to go. Clock stops at 2 seconds. It's actually fortunate for Matthews. Her flag got grabbed there, because if not, would have ran out of time. And now the clock stops with the ball reset, and they do run out of time. So Syosset, a valiant effort. Some points left on the board, though, for the top-ranked team in Nassau County. Syosset 6-0, looking to stay undefeated. Up by 1 on Port Washington as you're watching flag football on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We'll talk to you in 10 minutes after halftime.
Dante does it again! Defensive play. Dante Zadaro. Illico ties it up. By
Yeso steps up and scores.
jump shot for Nell.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media Pass is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of boys and girls lacrosse, softball, and baseball, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Hey parents, how about a bobblehead for your athlete? Bobbleheads are one of the most preferred personalized gift items today, and it's so easy to order. All you need is a photo of your athlete, a model number from our extensive collection of bobbleheads, and the sculpting process begins. 2 proofs are sent for your approval, and once it's approved, in a few weeks, your bobblehead is on the way. It's that simple. Order your bobblehead today by logging into varsitymediapass.com and click catalogs, or call 516-403-2050. Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds, as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com. Did you just have the best athletic year of your life, and now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level. Feel like your game film is too stagnant and not providing you with the insight that your coaches had hoped for? Varsity Media offers game film to help your coaches develop a game plan to execute on game day. Our current clients love the Varsity Media difference, which includes more insightful camera angles and a speedy upload process. Start building your championship team today with award-winning individuals at Varsity Media.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
Varsity Media is offering a video folder that you can customize to meet your needs. A photo of your athlete can be elegantly placed in the front panel. Essential statistics with a biography can be printed on the inside panel, and videos can be downloaded and viewed on an LCD screen for as long as 2 hours. The attractive video folder can be placed on a coffee table and instantly becomes a conversation starter. Order your video folder today by logging into varsitymediapass.com and click catalogs, or give us a call at 516-403-2050. When it comes to advertising, are you hitting the right audience? Why waste your time with television or a free print publication that's given out at a local deli? Varsity Media has your back. With a following of over 50,000 and a local demographic ranging between the ages of 18 and 54 years old, it's time to get that return on investment. Plus, here's the best part. Your ad lives forever on our YouTube page. And with a large on-demand audience, it's a grand slam to advertise with Varsity Media.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Did you know Varsity Media now offers action photography for all sporting events? Available for individuals or teams, we'll send dedicated photographers down to field level to capture your best moments. Our rates are affordable and our photos will leave you with lasting memories for a lifetime. Contact us today, mention this ad, and get $25 off your first order. Email ben@varsitymedia.net or call 516-403-2050.
Dante does it again!
Defensive play. Dante Zadaro.
Illico ties it up.
Move by Yeso steps up and score.
A jump shot for Nell.
Syosset comes out to start the second half. A 7-6 lead, courtesy of an Ivy Matthews field tilting punt return with 7:47 to go in the first half. And then a 1-point conversion from Matthews to Brescher. Start the second half with a jet sweep, streaking across the middle of the field. Ercolino spinning back. And the flag taken away that time by Nil Tanlak. Super versatile sophomores Tanlak, few interceptions, few sacks. She can bounce between defensive end and middle linebacker when Ashley Yee needs to catch her breath. Matthews directing traffic, couple of dimes dropped in the first half. Did throw an interception to Benoon. Catch and run. And that's Tanlak again denying a would-be touchdown for Syosset. On the reception from Finkelstein, who has had a monster game. Again, coming into this one, just 6 catches for 40 yards on the year. He's had 3 for about 60 or 70 in this game. Short throw this time, too tall for Goldberg. That'll bring up 4th down for Syosset with about 13 yards to go. They'll likely punt it away. Ray DeLuca described that 7-0 win over Herrick's last night as terrible, or at least that they didn't play particularly well. Might have similar words to say after this one, though. Obviously a step up in competition, taking on Port Washington. But Syosset has not had the offensive dominance we've seen from them at points this season. Syosset on the season, 144 points scored, only 40 points allowed. No other team on the island has scored more than one, or at least, in Nassau County in Conference 1 has scored over 117. Worth noting, though, Syosset, the only team to have played 6 games and now 7. Point stands, though, the Braves, or Syosset, dominant on the offensive side of the football this year. Port Washington doing an exceptional job holding them without an offensive touchdown up to this point. So we'll see if Yee can find some momentum coming out of the half. Got off to such a hot start in this ball game and then was slowed up from there. But look at her ability to just Houdini her way out of traffic, and then a late lateral. Oh man, a stroke of brilliance from Ashley Yee. Had her in a phone booth, and she still escaped. Waited for the defense to converge last second to Benoon. Officials ruled that it was not forward. And Port Washington has a 20-plus yard gain and a first down. Benoon opting to go left side this time, and flag on the play. Flag snatched away by number 3, Leah Calderon. So penalties just killing Port. They had one in the first half that wiped off a 60-plus yard touchdown run. And they'll replay first down here, but have 50 yards to go in 4 plays. As this game has slowed into a defensive battle. Yee, as they go for that option right. Yee can't get back to the left, and that'll be a big TFL for Mentakis, the flag ninja herself. Second down, and now 54 long yards to go for Port Washington after the stop in the backfield from the star sophomore Mentakis. Again, Port Washington just 12 passes thrown all year. They might need to pull one off here. Yardeni had her flag pulled before she could even get it to Yee. And Yardeni's really upset with herself. Little trick play, trying to get it to Yee on the move instead of giving Syosset a stagnant target. We'll bring up 3rd and 1,000,000 for Port. Have to gain at least 30 yards here to even think about going for it. Interesting formation. 5 receivers lined up on that right side. 4 of them blocking, just 1 receiver deep. Yee will throw it as far as she can. And Tanlack was not quite far enough down the field. Again, that's the tricky thing if you're Port Washington and you're pushed into a corner in much must-pass situation. It becomes super difficult because you haven't thrown a lot of passes all year. Presumably there isn't a lot of practice time devoted to passing the football, and that chemistry between quarterback and receiver is just not there. And if you're Tanlack, you're not really sure just how far Yee's going to throw the football on that play. So now Port forced to punt it away. We saw 1 return for a touchdown the first half from Matthews. Can she replicate the feat? Streaking cross field, finding a corner. Matthews wrapped up at the 44. Proverbially wrapped up. And it would be fantastic starting field position for Syosset. Their best offense on the day has been special teams. Oxymoronic, maybe. Reality, yes. .34 yards to pay dirt from Syosset, starting on the 44. Can this offense catch a rhythm? Matthews, short pass right through the hands of Goldberg. Pass might have died a little bit earlier than Goldberg was anticipating. Those two have had a few missed connections in this one now. About the second play of the game, Matthews tried to lay out a bomb, and it was just a yard or 2 in front of the speedy Goldberg, who's hard to overthrow. Gallo, maybe 6-7 yards before Yee comes up with the flag. Gallo, underrated weapon on this team again. Their leading receiver, not a ton of explosive plays, just 13 yards per catch. Does have one catch on the year for 45 yards. Other than that, it's mostly the underneath game. With just under 20 minutes to go in regulation of this one. Matthews under some pressure, being chased by Southard, will throw across her body. Calderon serpentining up the field. Big time gain before Birnbaum got a piece of her flag. Potential touchdown saving stop by Birnbaum that time. Matthews straight up the middle. Flag snatched this time by Yee. A gain of about 7 or 8. Ball on the 26. First down for Syosset. Matthews, short loft, guess who? Gallo again. All the way down to about the 5-yard line. This is the 15 on this field, but obviously the end zone's the 10, so it's essentially the 5. Though I was wrong altogether, but it's actually on the 12, which is, in the context of this game, the 7. Syosset last season lost 3 games by 1 point. This season have not had to play a lot of close games. Division the 1 team that has challenged them all year. They're getting a challenge today, trying to add to their lead next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Inside the 10 to the end zone.
Oh, he's got a wide open receiver. AJ's up. Get out of the way! Dante Torres! End zone. Touchdown.
10-5 touchdown.
Look at another Jets legend. This one should be familiar to folks in Nassau County. DeBrickashaw Ferguson, Freeport High School graduate before going on to an all-time career at the University of Virginia. 4th pick in the 2006 draft for the New York Jets and a 3-time Pro Bowler. Never missed a game in his career. Most importantly, close personal friend of our director, Chris Sweeney. Ivy Matthews looking left, nothing there. Now running right, throw the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Syosset! Matthews to Brescher again, and Syosset extends the lead to 7. How about the escapability from Ivy Matthews? Port Washington had 3 defenders converging. Matthews lost the football, Johnny Manziel-esque, and then connecting with Brescher for 6 with 17:05 to go in the second half. Man, Ivy Matthews. So hard to stop. Slick in that backfield. Brescher caught the extra point last time. Matthews Being chased again. Matthews about to run out of bounds. Stuck it over the end line. She got it in. Oh my. Ivy Matthews showing off. And Syosset's up by 8. 14-6 lead over Port Washington here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. Varsity Media is offering a video folder that you can customize to meet your needs. A photo of your athlete can be elegantly placed in the front panel. Essential statistics with a biography can be printed on the inside panel, and videos can be downloaded and viewed on an LCD screen for as long as 2 hours. The attractive video folder can be placed on a coffee table and instantly becomes a conversation starter. Order your video folder today by logging into varsitymediapass.com and click Catalogs, or give us a call at 516-403-2050.
Back inside the Jets Training Center, 1968 Super Bowl champions, a bold guarantee from Joe Namath against the heavily favored Baltimore Colts. And the Jets, of course, pulled it off. Port Washington looking to pull off an upset of their own, and that was nearly in jeopardy, both the pass and their hopes of an upset. Syosset nearly an INT. Ivy Matthews, who had nearly 10 of them a year ago, just slightly overran that ball. And if she hadn't been there, it probably is a fairly easy catch for Urcolino at safety. Port Washington, after an early touchdown, has not found much offensively. But here's an excellent run by Yee to get to third and manageable. Doherty to Yee. Yee, late pass. And it was a forward lateral, so that will end the play right there. I think Yee was trying to stay behind the line of scrimmage. It was either in front of it. Well, had to be in front of it for that to be illegal.
How many people watching?
And she was trying to hit Yardeni. So 4th and 8. Ryan Proper could go for this, and he's instead going to punt it away, down by just 8 points, knowing Port has some time left. They've come up clutch a couple different times this season, including their last one over Belmore Merrick, where Belmore Merrick came back from a 19-point deficit to tie the game at 19. Port came down, scored a touchdown with 4 minutes left in that one, and then held in the red zone 3 times in the final 4 minutes, as that is a spectacular punt for Port Washington. Yardeni, man, what can't she do? Offense, defense, special teams. This freshman is special for Port Washington. And if you want to book a sportscast, you can contact Varsity Media today and have us produce a sportscast for your team. Includes announcers, graphics, instant replay, and multiple camera angles. Memory for your team, or memory your team will enjoy for a lifetime. You can contact us 516-403-2050 or Ben at varsitymedia.net. So Syosset back on attack after a 5-yard touchdown pass from Matthews to Brescher. Extra point converted on the run from Ivy Matthews. And it's a 14-6 lead for Syosset. First half touchdown came via an Ivy Matthews punt return, so that was the first offensive touchdown of the day for Syosset. Again, a team that has been dominant all season long, 6-0, has not played a lot of close games. On the route to that record, Port Washington could certainly hold their heads high after a loss, but the Vikings have grander aspirations. Matthews, such a good job in that read option game of creating indecision in a defense, holds it until the last possible second, forces the pass rusher to commit, and then able to find Emma Gallo on the short toss. So second down after that amazing punt, still 26 yards to go for first down yardage. Handoff in the backfield and unable to get away that time is Ercolino. Tagged by Bridget Southard. Told you from the get-go, an absolute menace is Southard. Coming into this game with 7 sacks, 25 flag pulls on the year. There's nothing in the tackle game that benefits a defense like a great pass rusher. Same is true in flag football. Matthews this time able to get the edge. Matthews plenty of room to run. The 30, the 40, and Matthews is finally tagged just inside the 40. Banoon flashing the cat-like reflexes. So fourth down for Syosset. And Matthews just sprinting away from me. Yardeni showing off the full extent of her wingspan, trying to get to the flag. Matthews already fading a little bit the other way, and Banoon able to get a hand on it. Matthews with 2 in the backfield and a stop in the backfield as Southard had that smothered. I promise I didn't plan to rhyme there, it just happened. If she ever opens up a restaurant though, could be a dish. Southard smothered. It's not something I would order, it sounds gross, but a great stop for Southard. And I guess Syosset did get a first down on that last play, so my mistake. Second down from the 32 for Matthews. First downs every 20 yards. Goldberg, flag taken away by Yee. He is coming off an extraordinary defensive performance, maybe the best individual defensive performance we've seen in Nassau County this year against Belmore Merrick. Had 10 flag pulls, 2 interceptions, and a pick 6. And almost single-handedly dragged Port Washington to a win. Third, about 14 for Syosset. Pass rush, heavy heat applied by Yardeni. Matthews able to get it away. Few yards on the play for Calderon before she gets eaten up by this Port defense. Still haven't seen a fourth down attempt in this game, and it's not going to happen here with Syosset up by 8. Under 12 minutes to go. And Goldberg ready to show off that Division I leg, heading to St. John's to play soccer. How about that? Nearly a 50-yard punt, as good as you could pin it. As Port will take over on the 5. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedules for both teams. First for Port Washington, Plainview Old Bethpage, consistently one of the best in Nassau County in the 2 years of the sport. Then a trip to Freeport, to Brickashaw Ferguson's old stomping grounds, Valley Stream, Herricks, Westbury, Hempstead, and they finish up with Massapequa at home. And now for Syosset, looking to continue their undefeated campaign. If they can escape today, they have a game coming up against Plainview Old Bethpage. Tough run for Plainview Old Bethpage. Then an excellent Belmore Merrick team. Those two teams played for the championship the first year in Nassau County. Westbury, Valley Stream, Hempstead, trips to MacArthur and Massapequa to round out a season. And of course, we will have the Nassau County Championship for you right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. That is going to be a whole lot of fun. And Syosset figures to factor prominently into that game as Ivy Matthews shows you what she can do, ending that play immediately in the backfield. Yee will pass it short. Only her 5th completion on the year, and not for much, as Yardeni immediately chopped down. Again, proverbially, there's no chopping in flag football. Julia Weiss on the flagpole. Third down, about 10 to go. Short pass. Yardeni. You know that phrase, you can't touch him in a phone booth. Yardeni trying to prove it, but she did have her flag pulled in a proverbial phone booth. So punt time again, yet another 3 and out for Port Washington. They have just 1 first down in this first half. Again, Yee and company look borderline unstoppable that first drive. Syosset has acclimated. And it is a 4th down attempt. Here we go. Yee will toss it wide. Catch made. And just barely. First down yardage for Port Washington by Banoon. Let's see if she got there. So Yee, last second toss, directly parallel. Banoon dodged the initial flag grab and slid for first down yardage. I don't think anyone ever took her flag. Was just down on the play. Double reverse to Tanlack. Syosset not fooled. Maybe a yard before Goldberg scooped the flag. Less than 9 minutes to go. Bold call from Ryan Proper pays off the first 4th down attempt. First 4th down conversion we've seen in this one. Yardeni just a couple of yards. Again, it's the speedy Goldberg sniffing out the play. Got a tough position for Port Washington to play from a deficit. They haven't had to do that much all season. Their second win was certainly contested against Lynbrook. Back and forth battle that entire game, 21-18. First game against Plain Edge, they were up and gave up a lead. Yee late toss on the option. Yardeni tagged out of bounds after a couple yards. This is just about the most we've seen Yardeni get done this year on the season. Coming into this one, 17 carries, 182 yards, just around 10 yards per carry. Coming into this game, a lot of gaudy stats from both sides. Most of the runners, most of the quarterbacks averaging somewhere between 8 to 12 yards a carry. And it's gone down just because of the collective speed of both these defenses. We haven't seen the same volume of efficient plays in the run game. The beauty of flag football, and maybe a detriment to flag football if you're a defense, you can't fumble. So if you're about to be caught, you might as well just toss that lateral because there's no downside. Worst case scenario, you end the play, unless it's intercepted. But if no one's in the area, you're going to make that pass every single time. So I believe a turnover on downs for Port Washington, as Ryan Proper gambles perhaps one too many times. Syosset takes over at the 40. Matthews, couple of fakes looking for the corner. Matthews will get the corner. Hop, skip, and a jump. And flag ripped away at the 26 by Banoon. A speedy Banoon has an innate ability to keep everything in front of her. And at times this game has been the only thing stopping Ivy Matthews from massive yardage. Matthews in that win over Herrick's, 5 carries for 117 yards and a touchdown. And picking up where she left off with explosive after explosive. And despite that, in the aggregate, you have to say, Port Washington doing a better job corralling her than most. Syosset on the season, averaging 24 points per game. Held to obviously just 14 so far. Matthews, as her flag was about to be pulled. Oh, nearly a spectacular interception, and then it's caught. Gallo came out of nowhere. It was tipped up by Tanlick. Gallo caught it on the run. A spectacular play from the junior. What awareness and what hands. So look at this. Tanlack, just a sophomore. That was going to be one of the better interceptions we've seen all year. And instead, Gallo comes streaking in out of nowhere. And they're going to say it doesn't count. Not 100% sure why. But Syosset now on second down. Still just a couple yards away from the first down. And there's a sack again for Yardeni. 4th of the ball game. A breakout performance for the freshman. Excuse me, that time might have been Southard. So 3rd and about 8 yards to go now for Syosset. This is a near must-stop situation for Port Washington, which is 5.5 minutes to go, as Matthews will relay in the play from Paul DeLuca. – 14-6 lead, first down. Brings Syosset a step closer to putting it away, and instead Southard on the sack. 5 on the game between her and Yardeni. Ryan Proper called Southard an absolute menace. And we apologize if we've attributed some of the sacks she's had today to Yardeni. Just a little tough to make out that 2-8 versus 1-8 with the ponytails. 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Syosset and Sam Goldberg going to punt it from the 38. So Goldberg intentionally not using the full strength of her leg, trying to avoid the touchback. Ended up earning an extra yard for Syosset by not kicking it into the end zone. The Vikings will start on their own 24. Game ago in a battle with Belmore Merrick. Got the game-winning touchdown with 4 minutes to go. Now they take over with 4:37 to go. Needing not only a score, but a 2-point conversion from the 10-yard line to pay it off. Of course, if they score quickly, there's a chance they'll have 2 possessions with the clock stopping inside the final 2 minutes, but that is a lot to ask for. Either way, this feels like just about a must-score situation for the 4-1 Vikings. Yee. Or this time, no, it was Yee. Not able to sneak away from Weiss. What a season it's been for Ashley Yee, taking over for quarterback in the second game. Had just 2 practices to learn the position and has been exceptional. 470 yards and 6 touchdowns on the ground coming to this one, 86 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air. Yee on the option. A lot of room up the middle. Yee will turn on the gas. And Leah Calderon will shut it off. Calderon described to us before this game as a sideline-to-sideline presence and has more than lived up to that descriptor. Yardeni this time. Couple yards. Just not a lot of running room for Port Washington as the clock continues to slip closer to all zeros. Second down, 16 yards away from the first are the Vikings. Yee will toss it, not leaving a lot of space for Banoun, but Banoun making something out of nothing. 11 on the play before Calderon got her at the 45. Or the 44, so 3rd and 6 for Port Washington. Doherty to snap it, 2:50 to go. Girl motions Diasso, and a stop in the backfield for the Braves, Rena Mentakis. Knifing into the backfield and corralling Yee. So game will come down to this for Port Washington, trying to stay alive. 4th and 6, 4th and 7. Yee will toss, incomplete. Trying to get it to Banoun. And Syosset will have a great chance to run out this clock with 2:17 to go. Port Washington still has 2 timeouts, and on passing plays or incomplete passing plays or first downs, I should say, just like in tackle football, the clock will stop under 2 minutes. Syosset, a 14-6 lead, got everything they could handle from Port Washington in that first half, but have ripped off 14 unanswered points as the game turned on that Ivy Matthews punt return for a touchdown. Matthews straight up the middle, navigating for 7. Ryan Proper holding on to his timeouts. The clock stops with 2 minutes to go. And now continues. Syosset huddling and taking their time. Matthews would normally burn the timeout, but with Syosset just a yard away from that first down, trying to save it. Matthews under some heat from Southard. Matthews ducks her, cutting in. Matthews stopped, but not before picking up first down yardage, as Pastelove got a piece of the flag. With 1:25 to go. Clock, does not stop on the first down, continues to tick. Seems like it'll only stop on an incomplete pass. Such a cool opportunity for both these teams, playing this game at the Jets Training Center. And another big-time shout-out to the New York Jets sponsoring flag football throughout Long Island. Matthews, a little throwback, well-designed play by Ray DeLuca and Paul Rourke. But Tanlack, the sophomore, instincts beyond her years, not fooled. Again, however this game ends, you give a big-time shout-out to Port Washington, their first year as a program, and challenging a program as good as Syosset. We'll take a quick break. 48 seconds to go. Syosset trying to salt away this final minute and stay undefeated on the year.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level.
48 seconds to go. Syosset. First down will certainly end it. It would be a touchdown, so it definitely ended. Matthews has the corner again. Tanlack denies her 6. But time is not in favor of Port Washington. They've used one timeout, have one more to go. The clock will tick once the ball is set. Marked down. And they're stopping the clock for now. So perhaps you're stopping inside the final minute, not the final 2 minutes. .41 seconds to go. Matthews just trying to drain time. Left side. Matthews getting a little greedy, looking for 6. Tanlack stopped that. So now a third down. And now Port Washington will burn their final timeout. With 32 seconds to go, Ashley Yee got to check in at middle linebacker and will step aside as you're watching flag football on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Final 34 seconds when we return.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
34 seconds. Fourth down for Syosset. Port Washington uses their last timeout. Stop here, and they will have about 75 yards to go. Syosset trying to end it with a touchdown. Matthews running. Jersey grab, but not the flag, and she's essentially tackled on the play. No penalty, and now Port Washington 28 seconds to get to work. Again, the issue for Port Washington here is they are not much of a passing team. Came into this game with under 100 yards through the air, 5 games into the season. So some quick math, that's under 20 yards a game throwing the football. But Yee's so explosive. Banoon's so explosive. You're always worried about one of them finding room to run. Yee on the year, 12 yards a carry. Banoon just under 9 yards per carry on the season. Syosset still has to be on their P's and Q's. Yee with 28 seconds left, needing a miracle. We'll throw right instead. We'll pivot to the run. As Finkelstein wasn't going to let that happen. Clock will continue to tick. Remember, Port Washington out of timeouts. They have to go hurry up. 12 seconds, 11 seconds. Yee will spike the ball and a false start. As Port Washington was not set, though. In this situation, you're on the 5. What difference does 2.5 yards make Priority was just to get the snap, stop the clock. So a Hail Mary in the truest sense here for Port. Nine seconds on the clock, down by 8. Nearly 80 yards away from Pater. They'll go double reverse. Yardeni turning on the gas, or this time it's Tanlak, and that'll do it. Syosset holds on for a 14-6 victory. Their undefeated season still intact. Syosset moves to 7-0. Port Washington's 4-game winning streak is snapped in what was a classic here from the Atlantic Health Jets Training Center. Two of the best in Nassau County. Wouldn't be surprised we see them both on our varsity media airwaves again for a Nassau County championship game. Only thing left to be decided is our Gatorade player of the game. Really fun one today. Game turned again on that Ivy Matthews punt return for a touchdown. Then Matthews really showing off her arm after getting picked off. After getting picked off by Benoon in the first half. Matthews turned it on in the second. Had a connection with 17:05 to go in the second half. 5-yard touchdown pass to Taylor Brescher, rushed in the extra point. And we saw Port Washington could not muster any more offense. We will step aside for just a sec on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Come back with our Gatorade MVP next to wrap this one up.
Dante does it again!
Defensive play. Dante Zadaro.
Yellico ties it up.
By Yeso steps up and score.
And Syosset 7-0 on the season. They get to celebrate on top of Nassau County after a hard-fought 14-6 win over Port Washington. Gavin DeShaw here with you on the Varsity Media Sports Network to wrap things up from the Atlantic Health Training Center. Just waiting on our Gatorade MVP. And how cool is this as this game continues to grow and Syosset playing on the biggest stage imaginable. Our Gatorade MVP, who else could it be but Ivy Matthews? That 50-yard punt return to turn around the game. Some electric runs and then a 5-yard touchdown pass to Taylor Brescher, capping it off with an extra point. As you can see here, looks like $1,000 to Syosset and Ivy Matthews for their outstanding performance today. That's a big check. Ivy certainly strong enough to support it. So for our entire Varsity Media crew, our executive producer, Ben Turchin, our technical director, Chris Sweeney, close friend of DeBrickashaw Ferguson on camera, Jeff Turchin and Ben Turchin, a family affair. I'm Gavin Shaw signing off from the Jets Training Center. 14-6 victory for Syosset. They're 7-0 undefeated on the year here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.